Okay, my friends, today we're going to talk about self-care. As a high-performing leader, you know that self-care is critical. It is essential. You've heard about it. I've talked about it. You know that if you don't take care of yourself, you're going to burn out. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to be stressed. You're not going to be showing up the way you want to show up, professionally, personally, in all aspects of your life. If self-care is taking a back seat, you're not showing up the way you want. It's that easy. And yet, if you are like I was for most of my life, like most of my clients are, you also tend to get in a habit or a pattern of putting that self-care off. Of saying, "Oh, I'll take that vacation, I'll take this retreat, I'll get a spa day, I'll get a pedicure, I'll do any of these things. I'll take care of myself later. When the project's done, when the kids are older, when the holidays are past." There's always a reason to put off that self-care. And a lot of that comes from the fact that we often think of self-care as being a big thing. We think of self-care as being that vacation. We think of self-care as being that time away, that weekend away with your partner, or this event that you're going to. You think of these as self-care as being these big things. But the reality is self-care needs to be the small things that we do every day. When you think of self-care as simply making yourself a meal that is nutritious and healthy instead of running through the drive-through because that's what you have time for, that meal is self-care. Self-care can be as simple as putting a boundary on your time and energy and saying no when you get asked to be on that committee or serve on this next project for work. Being able to say no is a form of self-care. Taking time away from work, if you can manage it, that could be a great form of self-care. But what are you doing with that time? Making sure that you're spending that time in ways that recharge you, even if it's simple as turning off your phone after a certain time of the evening and reading a few pages of a book before bed. It can be a work-related book, it can be fiction, it could be something you would never admit that you read, but taking that time to yourself is self-care. It can be simply going to the grocery store by yourself so you can choose the food that you want to have for snacks throughout the week. That can be self-care. Self-care is simply doing the small things that take care of yourself. And when you're able to take self-care out of this space of it has to be a big thing, it has to be performative, it has to be something that I can take a picture of and show that I did for myself, when you take self-care back to just being the things that make you feel better. Maybe it's hitting the snooze button. Maybe it's not hitting the snooze button and getting up and actually working out the way you said you were going to. All of this falls under the umbrella of self-care if it helps you feel reconnected to what matters most to you and helps you feel recharged. So I want to challenge you right now. You may not need another challenge, but here it is. I want to challenge you right now to think about self-care differently this week. And then share with me something that you're going to do for yourself that maybe you never thought of as self-care before, but now that you realize it is, it feels even a little bit better. So what are you going to do for yourself this week? I can't wait to hear it.